Look, I've got a start button. On this week's broadcast, a popular financial planning software suite gets a complete overhaul, find out which investment policy statement provider just got acquired, learn how avoiding social media can actually be a risk to your business, and more. So get ready, Bits and Bytes begins now. Hey everyone, I'm Bill Winneberg, and thanks for watching this week's edition of FPPad Bits and Bytes. Today's episode is brought to you by Total Rebalance Expert, the industry's largest privately owned portfolio rebalancing software provider. Designed by well-known CPA Cheryl Rolling, TRX features tax-efficient rebalancing, an easy-to-use interface, and more, all at an affordable price. To learn how you can gain a $500,000 return on your technology investment, download the latest white paper by visiting fppad.com/TRX. This week's lead story comes from MoneyTree Software, providers of one of the leading financial planning software applications used by financial advisors. MoneyTree's flagship product, Silver Financial Planner, originally started as a desktop program over 30 years ago, and the company introduced cloud-based versions of its software over the last decade. But with competitors like MoneyGuide Pro from PyTech, eMoney Advisor, and Naviplan from Zywave all performing major redesigns in recent years, MoneyTree's programs began to show their age. But that is about to change. This week, MoneyTree unveiled Total Online, a significant redesign of MoneyTree's original software, which dramatically simplifies data entry and overall usability. Advisors should find the new layout intuitive to use, but still offers the powerful features advisors have come to expect from their planning software. And you'll be glad to know that the overhaul did not come with a dramatic cost increase. First-year pricing for Total Online is $1,342, which includes both the Easy Money Power Planner and Golden Years Cash Flow modules. This is a 25% savings off the regular price when purchased individually, and in subsequent years, continuing subscriptions of both modules is just $999. To learn more about Total Online and sign up for a 30-day free trial, visit fppad.com/109 for links to this week's top stories. Now, when you use any financial planning software, you're most likely going to define some kind of investment allocation in line with your client's goals and risk tolerance. So how exactly do you define the objectives of your client's portfolio? With an investment policy statement, of course. IPS Advisor Pro, founded in 2006 by advisors Norm Boone and Linda Lebitz-Boone, has been the go-to solution for advisors seeking ways to streamline the investment policy statement creation process. But in news this week, IPS Advisor Pro announced it was acquired by FI360, the leading advocate for fiduciary behavior in the investment advisory world. Financial details of the deal were not disclosed, but in a letter to IPS Advisor Pro users, the company assured that functionality and support of the software would continue as it is today for the foreseeable future. Norm Boone and Linda Lebitz-Boone will remain on board as consultants to FI360, but no doubt the acquisition will allow them to devote a little more time to running their own advisory firms as well as the other activities and interests. In other news, you're probably watching this broadcast because you saw a link on Twitter, LinkedIn, or Google+. So chances are you have some type of presence on social media. But did you know that not having a social media presence can actually be a risk to your business? In her debut column for Investment News, wealth management marketing founder Kristen Luke provided two examples of how an advisory firm's reputation was tarnished because of unflattering information that showed up on the first page of search results for the company. So what can you do if your firm's reputation is affected by online search results? Luke offers 5 actions you can take right now to combat negative online publicity and reduce the impact of unfavorable press. Follow the link to read Kristen Luke's column by visiting fppad.com/109, which you'll find listed along with this week's stories. And finally, you know how important comprehensive training is when you roll out any new technology in your business. Training is critical to the adoption and success of any tool you introduce in your firm. So the folks at Envestnet Tamarack understand that and have rolled out a brand new massive online training resource called Tamarack University Online. I got a preview of the online university, which features training modules on their entire suite of tools, including Advisor CRM, Advisor Rebalancing, and the Advisor View online portal. Each module features hours of how-to videos and instruction, which you can watch on demand anytime, and since it's mobile friendly, using any device. You can get more details of Tamarack University online, including a few screenshots, as well as all of this week's Bits and Bytes stories at fppad.com/109. Remember, Bits and Bytes would not exist without the support of our partners. So visit Total Rebalance Expert to learn how their rebalancing software can create a return on investment of $500,000 for your business. Visit fppad.com/TRX to get more information. A new episode of Bits and Bytes comes out next week, so sign up at fppad.com/subscribe right now to be sure it gets delivered right to your email inbox. Have something to say? Contact me on Twitter @BillWinterberg or search for me on Google+. For FPPad.com, I'm Bill Winterberg. See you next time. And smile. IPS Advisor Pro, founded in 2006. I was going to say 2006. Which one is it? Okay, story number 2. We're going to run. All right, ready? All right. And break.